good? Okay, perfect. All right, guys. So welcome to our first coaching call, Coach Basics training call. We're gonna have four total Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. And the reason that I like to do these is because, yes, it's wonderful for me to post in the coaching group, and it's great for you guys to read and to do and to take action on your action items. But it's another thing, obviously, to interact with each other. And not just on the team call that we have on Tuesdays, but also with each other that are going through this, either for the first time or, just revisiting it and going through it again. So I like to have people that are on the same page, sort of get together and chat about what's working, because you're all sort of at the same stages, okay? So the way that this new Coach Basics is working is basically through phases. And what we're in right now is the launch phase. And that's the, hey, I'm a brand new coach, and I want to understand how to launch my business. So your goals right now, if you've been paying attention, and I know you all have because you've been doing a great job, your goals right now is to launch your business, let everybody know that you are a Beachbody coach, let everybody know what your mission is, let everybody know what your story is, and we want to get you to a point within this month where you've got 2 to 3 customers, which gives you a Success Club, which makes you eligible for Success Club. So just to do a little recognition, Christine signed up as a coach mid-August, right? And she hit Success Club 6, her first month, okay? And that, just for an example, so she hit Success Club 6. I actually got an alert yesterday from Beachbody that she now has 1 month under her belt and needs 2 more months to become what we call a Success Starter. And that entitles her to a free ticket to Summit next year, okay? So she's got 1 month under her belt, 2 more months, and you'll earn a free ticket. And they actually, Christine, just so you know, they save a certain amount of tickets, like they block them off for the Success Club, like for Success Starter qualifiers. So even though Summit is sold out, that's not necessarily true for Success Starters, okay? So you got month 1. I think that's fantastic. So we want to get all of you to a point where you have your 2 to 3 customers and you are making a minimum of a Success Club 5, okay? That's the whole point of this. So I just want to revisit a little bit about what we've talked about so far, and then I want to kind of break into, I want to ask you guys what you're finding is most challenging. What's your biggest hurdle at this point? Is there anything that anybody else, we can talk about and kind of like brainstorm together? But first and foremost, I love this stuff, and I love training people, and I love my like passion is to get you guys outside of your comfort zone. So what I want to say to you guys right now is, I could put all of this stuff into a Facebook group. I could post all day long. We could talk about this all day long. We could watch videos all day long. We could learn and learn and learn, which I am all about learning, right? Go out, go figure it out, go find more information. But if you are just going to sit and learn and not take action on anything that you've learned in this group, your business will go absolutely nowhere. So you've got to take what we're training you on and watch all those videos and, absorb all the information and constantly evolve, but you've got to take the action. You have the opportunity to build whatever it is that you want to build. And I say this all the time, and I want you guys to understand this. Beachbody is just one avenue for you, right? So Beachbody can open you up to so many different, just other opportunities, speaking engagements. I don't know, you want to write a book. If you want to be a motivational speaker, if you want to be famous, whatever it is, this is an avenue. This is just one, the selling of a challenge pack is just one way to make yourself successful and push yourself out of your comfort zone. So my mission is for you guys not only to do these things within our group, but actually to take action. Does that make sense? You guys have to actually go do. And listen, I've done it before. I like information. So I will sit and I will digest and I will read and I'm like, oh, but I did none of it. Like I didn't apply any of it. And then I go back, I'm like, okay, what did I learn and what do I need to go apply to actually move myself forward? So action, it's all about taking action. So I'm going to just go over a couple of things. We went through why. What is your why? And I know that there was a few of you that posted videos and some of you that did not. Raise your hand if you didn't post a video of your why. Okay. Brenny, you're good. The rest of you, and whoever's on the phone that I can't see that hasn't raised their hand, that's like the crux of your business, right? You've got to figure out, well, like I said in my video, what is it that makes you get up in the morning and sit in front of your computer and post on social media and want to do this? You don't have to do this. You don't have to get up. You don't have to work out. You don't have to drink your Shakeology. You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to get paid Thursday morning, right, from Beachbody and get a nice little check deposited into your account. Why are you getting up? Why are you even bothering? What is it that lights the fire under your ass, that gets you in front of a computer, that gets you behind a book, that gets you to watch YouTube videos of Melanie Mitro over and over again, or whatever top coach you like to follow? What is it? Why are you doing this? Is it your family? Is it your freedom financially? Is it your mom and dad? Is it your husband? Is it your kids? Is it college tuition? Is it do you want to buy a house? What is it? Do you want to be famous? I know Alyssa wants to be famous. She does. What is it? I told you what mine is. Mine is I want to be free. And it's so broad, but I want to be free. I want to be free to live. Like I want to be free to live wherever I want to live. I want to be free to do something that I absolutely love. And I want to have the freedom, the time freedom and the financial freedom to travel and to actually live and hang out with my kids and do things with them without stressing over it. I want to live, period. I don't want to conform to this. Everybody has to get up and go to a 9 to 5 and, constantly be in fear of being fired by their corporate boss or being limited by, what the corporation tells you that your, raise can be that day, that year. I don't want any of that. So my why, I get up every morning because I want to be free. So you've got to dig really, really deep, and I want to see your videos. I don't care if they're 42 seconds long or if they're 45 minutes long. Figure out what it is that makes you want to get on these calls, right? We have calls at 9 p.m. Really? We could all be sleeping. But you're here. So why? Why are you here? Alyssa, I know it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You're going to school, but you could be sleeping too. Why are you on this phone call? Like, why are you listening to me? My sweaty mess, right? So I want to see your videos. If you didn't raise your hand, you need to post a video. That's it. I'm coming after you. After we talked about our why, we talked about building your story. What is your story? We all have a story, and every single one of our stories is completely different than the other. And it's very, 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 very hard to share your story. I totally understand that. And you don't have to spew it all over social media all day, every day in major novel form. You don't need to do that. But you do need to open up and be real. So, just for example, and I can only speak for myself, but my story is so convoluted, and I tell people bits of it along the way. My story, really, I became a Beachbody coach because, yes, I love health and nutrition, but at the time that I signed up, it was because I needed the extra income. And I've been very honest about that. It was the extra income. But then when I got into this and I fell in love with what this opportunity and the people and my challengers, but not only my challengers, my team, it just sort of I was like, oh my God, this is the freaking job that I've been looking for. And I didn't even know existed. And I didn't even know that I was signing up for the job that I created in my head 1,000,000 years ago that I wanted to have. So my story starts with, you know, the financial part, but then it goes into the physical part. Then it goes into, you know, all the struggles that I've had with food and being up in weight and down in weight and being really super fit and really super fat and being, you know, from an Italian family and battling, you know, my mother's lasagna on Sunday every freaking week. And, you know, living with a husband that lost his job, that was depressed, that, you know, got completely like disoriented and like we lost our way. And, you know, there's so many layers to it. And again, I'm not going to go spew it on social media in one big novel, but if you go look at my timeline, you'll see nuggets, right? Just like little pieces of, and you know, I struggle as a mom sometimes. Sometimes I think I'm a kick-ass mom and sometimes I think I suck. And you know, you'll see if you go through, you could piece together exactly what my story is. And that is something that you need to do, because the only way you're going to attract people to you and the only way you're going to connect with people is if you're giving them something that they can relate to, you know, and you've got to be willing to go out on the ledge and actually give them that. Now, I have to shout out Alyssa for a second, because if you need to follow her. She's only 20, but and I've said this before, and it's not because you're my goddaughter, it's because you're really good at it. The way that she crafts her social media posts are freaking phenomenal. Okay. Alyssa Villani is her name. She's in our Team Titanium Knockouts group and this training group, but I can't relate to her because I'm not a 20-year-old girl struggling and living abroad and like eating all these fancy foods. But a 20-year-old girl that has a body image problem or that loves food, that wants to stay fit in her dorm room, Alyssa does that phenomenally well. Okay. So if you read her post, she's telling you like, yeah, I'm sitting in my dorm room and I've got 4 feet of space. And like, you know what, when I look in the mirror, I used to hate myself, but now I think I'm pretty dope. And if you don't like me, then unfriend me. And like, she'll say that like right in her post. And she'll talk about her anxiety and she will talk about how she battles through it, how she's living in a completely different part of the world away from her family. You know, I can't relate to that, but there's some 20-something-year-old that totally can say like, yeah, like I'm sitting in China right now without my family, or I'm sitting in Milan studying abroad and I want to eat all the food that they have in Milan and I can't, and I don't have access to the gym, and I brought my DVDs with me, and you know what I mean? So her posts are phenomenal in telling a story. So I'm not saying that nobody has that story, but go and look and get ideas of how she's telling it, how she's an open book. And some days are great and some days are shitty, right, Alyssa? And I will unmute you later just to, you know, so you can tell us a little bit about it. But you have to be willing to be vulnerable and to like, oh my God, open up and then just like hit post, right? Because I promise you, and this always happens, the post that you are the most afraid to post is the one that you are going to get the most engagement, the most likes, the most comments, the most interaction you will ever get, because somebody is going to say, holy shit, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I posted this huge thing about my husband, and it was the most top post ever. It's because people understood, and then they understood what he went through. They understood from a wife's point of view. They understood from a man's point of view that he lost his job and like, lost all self-confidence. They understood from a financial point of view where they were struggling. They understood from, a husband-wife trying to figure it out together. It was on, and then I brought, we're very like, I don't want to say religious, but spiritual. I brought, like that into it, and like that just took like, it was all 100% real and raw, but and the reason I got so much engagement on it is because I was real and raw. You understand what I'm saying? And you have to be able to just open up and just take a deep breath and say, okay, what is it? What is it that I want to tell people? And stop being so afraid to tell it. Yes, it's social media, but it's social media for a reason. You're there to be social. You're there to help other people. to get through whatever you've been through and to help somebody that's been through what you've been through. And no two stories are alike. So you've got to just build your story, and your story can constantly be evolving. Obviously, we don't stay stagnant every single day. We're constantly evolving. There's different things happening to us, but you've got to be willing to share it. So building your story, building your why, and then obviously we went through social media basics. That's taking what you've crafted and then just making it work for you on social media. Social media basics, what we touched on in the group itself is really just the iceberg of what you can learn about social media. It's just the tip of the iceberg, not the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg. I gave you the iceberg. No, I'm kidding. There's so much information about social media. There's so much out there. There's so many different wonderful experts on social media. My two favorite social media experts are Chalene Johnson. She is fantastic. She has great webinars, great information. She's constantly doing periscopes on social media. And then the other guy is Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you guys have ever, I know Alyssa loves him now and she knows exactly what I'm talking about. Gary Vaynerchuk, who wrote Jab, 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 Right Hook. If you haven't heard me say that before, if you haven't gotten that book, you need to read that book. That teaches you how to do social media across any social media platform. It does teach you everything from Facebook to Instagram to Twitter to Pinterest. And Alyssa read it and started getting very overwhelmed. And I kind of had to slap her around. I was like, listen, you don't need to do all of them. Like, you don't need to be on Pinterest, Twitter, this, that, and all of them at the same time. You just need to pick two. And she's really good at Instagram. And she's great at Facebook. So those are the two that she picked, and just master those. So that book is great. And the whole premise of the book, if you guys aren't familiar with it, Gary Vaynerchuk has a ton of, he does I don't know if he does a daily or a weekly show that you can watch. They're really short. But basically, his idea of the jab, 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 right hook is that you've got to give your audience value. You've got to give them value. So that's the jab, jab, jab. So it's constantly giving them value. And again, I know we've talked about this in our team call, and I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive. I just can't remember who I told what anymore. But the jabs are the value, and that's the inspiration. That's the motivation. That's the humor that you're giving them. That's the, tip, the recipe, whatever it is. You're giving them value, right? You're constantly giving your audience value. They want to wake up every morning and see what you have to say. Oh my God, did she post something where she's like, what is she eating this morning? Or, you know what? Like, I posted my meal plan, my handwritten, and here's another thing that I want to say. I posted my handwritten meal plan the other day, which was literally like the most basic meal plan I've ever written down in my entire life. I'm the queen of complication, and I never would have taken a picture of that probably 6 months ago, because I was like, oh, it's handwritten. I need to make a pretty picture of my stupid ass meal plan, right? And Jody, I see you. I see you're nodding. And I'm being very honest. 6 months ago, I would have never taken a picture of my handwritten meal plan, because Melanie Mitro, right? Because I love her, and now I don't anymore, but whatever, I love her. She does these little snapshots of her little Excel spreadsheet. And I'm trying to put my shit into an Excel spreadsheet and make my stuff pretty before I post it. And then you know what it did? It stopped me from ever posting a really complete meal plan, because I was like, it has to be perfect. And then, you know how many people commented on it? One girl was like, yeah, I'm going to follow this. And she's not ordering anything from me, but she's been following me for a year. And one day that girl is going to order a challenge pack. Trust me. Okay. And I know exactly who she is, and I probably could tell you where she lives soon. But the things that you don't think are going to get traction are. So giving that information. I posted this meal plan. It was stupid simple, and people were like, oh my God, this is great. I'm going to follow this. Fantastic. I just gave 15 people a meal plan. I don't care if they go follow it. Go follow it. Fantastic. When you're ready to work out, we'll talk about it. And when you really can't figure out how to follow it, you'll get my containers. Understand what I'm saying? So it's constantly giving them value, giving them value, giving them value. And then at some point you have the right, because you've given them so much value, to give in the right hook. And the right hook is the ask. So it's give, ask. Come join my challenge group. Give. Here's my free 5-day challenge. Here's this, here's that. Here's my recipes. Here's my motivation. Here's my funny thing. Here's my spiritual thing. And I've given you so much, but now I have a right to ask you. Do you want to join? Look what I've done. I've done all this. We're really cool. I'm really awesome. My team is great. I have this great support system. Want to join me? Question mark. Okay. So social media basics, like I said, just the tip of the iceberg. Inviting friends and family, that was part of what we went over. I hope that at this point that everyone at some point has now invited their friends and family. That's your like basic warm market right here. And I will say this, I do believe that, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, and you can give me head nods for the moment, but inviting the friends and family, yes, it's your warm market, and it's usually where you start and you practice, but I have found that it's not where your first customers come from. Right? Yeah, exactly. So your friends and family are like, what are you doing? Oh, that's so cute. Oh my God. You're a coach. Oh my God. That's great. I don't know what that is, but good for you. And you're doing something again. Fantastic. Okay, great. And you're like, well, don't you want to buy a challenge bag? And they're like, no, I don't do that. Okay, fine. Okay, great. So friends and family, lovely that you're going to invite them. Don't feel bad if none of your friends and family buy anything until like 6 months from now, when they're like sitting, my cousin was sitting in my kitchen this morning or this afternoon. And I was like, look, I have energy. She does CrossFit. So she's like, I don't want to work out at home. She's another 22-year-old chick. I'm the oldest of like a bazillion cousins. And I'm like, look, you have your stupid ass CrossFit that you go to every day, right? So here, I was like, you need some Energize. And she was like, whatever. And I'm like, no, really, if you're going to go do CrossFit, you need Energize. So I shook it up for her, and she ordered it before she even left my house, but she hadn't even tasted it yet. And when I was like, I'm telling you, you're going to need it. You need it. And the hydrate, I was like, during your workout, use this. So she texted me like 45 minutes after she left my house, and she's like, this shit is the bomb. She's like, I didn't want to go to the gym, but now I feel like I could run a marathon. I'm like, see? So it's like, but they take like a year for you to for them to see what you're doing, to see that you're serious, and to see, they know that Ange was a lawyer 5 minutes ago. Like, what do you mean she's a health coach? Like, I don't know. People that see me on social media don't necessarily know that I've been a lawyer for the last 12, 13 years. You know what I mean? So those friends and family, don't feel bad if they're not the first ones out there buying up all your challenge packs. So I just wanted to say that so nobody feels bad that like mom and dad and brother and sisters are not buying stuff. We went over the Shakeology basics was yesterday, and then the value of a challenge pack was today. So Shakeology basics, listen, here's the deal with Shakeology. Yes, it's expensive if you think about it that way. Yes, it's, prohibitive sometimes for people, but you've got to find a way to get around that. And there is, the information that we provided to you in the training is just, again, the tip of the iceberg on what you can learn about Shakeology. I know a lot about it just because I like that stuff. So if you're somebody that likes this stuff and wants to understand the ingredients and wants to understand what's actually in it, there's tons of stuff, like tons of different webinars. Shay Stanford, and her name is spelled S-E-A-Y, Stanford, is like the unofficial expert on Shakeology. She's one of the top coaches. Again, an unofficial expert, but she has made it her mission to basically just figure out Shakeology and learn everything about it. She was a pharmaceutical rep, and she ended up leaving the pharmaceutical business because she kind of felt like, here I am selling all these drugs to doctors just to cure the symptoms, not to actually help anybody. So she became a Beachbody coach and swears and lives by Shakeology. So she's again, the unofficial expert. But the way I share Shakeology is just, I really just give them the basics. I'm like, guys, I don't know what to tell you. This stuff is amazing. I've been drinking it for over a year and a half. It helped me lose 40 pounds. It's stuff that I make on the run for my market, that works great because I have a ton of moms that are just like running out the door, busy moms that are working. I'm like, you know, you're starving, you want chocolate, go make yourself a chocolate shake. Like, I can give you all these recipes. Like, yes, I understand that it's expensive, but you know what? So is going to Equinox Gym. You know, you're going to spend $148 a month to go to the gym. I can give you a shake for $129 and you can have DVDs for the rest of your life. You know, and I'm not saying don't go to the gym. I'm just saying, you know, when you try to sort of compare and contrast. So the Shakeology basics, just learn your products. You know, learn, that's it. Shakeology is one of our, you know, somebody's not going to buy Max 30 over and over and over again, but they will buy Shakeology over and over and over again. They will buy the Hydrate, the Performance line. I have to tell you, Ray and I are using the Performance line. It's freaking awesome. If you don't have it, like, you try it. Like, I took Energize and I'm like, woo, right? And the Hydrate, and we're doing the Recharge at night, which is like the magnesium, it repairs your muscles. Like, try it. It's truly amazing. And I honestly think that whatchamacallit, that like brand, not the brands, but that little market with all of these now like supplement sort of things, opens up a whole new little world, right? So like you can, you know, like my cousin, right? And her boyfriend, they're not going to sit in their basement and do T25 or Max 30. They will continue to go to their what the heck did I just say she does? CrossFit, right? Like, they're going to continue to go to CrossFit because they're 20 something and they don't have kids like I do and they don't need to be tied to their house. But they will buy my Beachbody Performance line, and they just did today because they're like, ooh, okay, so what, this is going to help me get like do even more at my CrossFit, and I'm going to not be, if I take this, I'm not going to be as sore in the morning, and then I can go do more again. And I'm like, absolutely, this is exactly what it is. So you've got to know your product lines, and you've got to understand what they do so that you can talk to people about them and sort of say like, yeah, listen, I get that you go to the gym. That's great. You want to go do your CrossFit? Awesome. But you know what? This will help you. And as long as you know your products, you'll be successful. And then today it was just, you know, the value of a challenge pack. I hope obviously everybody understands why the challenge packs are so valuable. You know, I always get like, no, I don't need the Shakeology. And I'm like, you know, listen, I said, I was, you know, I'll say something as simple. I mean, like, listen, I would hate myself if I didn't tell you that this option was available to you. Right? So I don't want you, I will say it just like this. I don't want you to want the Shakeology halfway through your program, because obviously, you know, when you watch the DVDs, they're constantly saying like, I drink my shake, right? How many times have you seen that where they're like, every day I start my day with Shakeology, right? So they're going to eventually be brainwashed. They're going to want this. And if they're in one of our groups, they see that we talk about it. So I will say, listen, 99% of the time, my clients that don't buy it eventually want it. And then you're not getting it at the discounted price. So I'll almost put it on me where it's not like, I think you need Shakeology. I will say, Alyssa, you have to go? You have to go? Is she frozen? Okay. Oh, 5 minutes. Okay. I'll put it on me and I'll say, listen, I would hate myself if I didn't tell you that this challenge pack was available, because most people end up wanting it. And, you know, and I've had people say, I had a girl, you know, last month say, no, you know what? I'm fine with paying the full price for it. I really just want to get into the 21-day fix. Okay, fine. But I had somebody today say to me, you know, when I told her, somebody that is budget conscious and knows numbers and is like frugal, I said to her, I'm like, listen, you can get Insanity Max 30, and I know you don't want the shakes, but I really think it would be beneficial to your progress. And if you buy it with the program, it's $205. If you buy the program alone, it's $119, and Shakeology later on is $129. So add that all up, and I think it's $70, something like that. And she's like, "Oh, it's that much?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's $129 because it's that good. But you can get it for $205. You can get both." And she's like, "Oh, okay." So you know what I mean? Like, you got to know who you're dealing with and know who your audience is. But I always put it back on me, not like, you know, I won't do the oh no, I think you need Shakeology like right now. And then, as far as challenge groups are concerned, I know we said somewhere in here that, in order to be in your challenge group, it's a requirement that you have Shakeology. Everyone needs to make a personal choice about that, whether or not you want to allow somebody into your challenge group without the Shakeology. I personally let people in. I don't care, just because I don't want to exclude anybody. And, just because you don't want Shakeology at the moment doesn't mean that you don't want it later or that you don't want something else. I can still give you great results and get you, on track and show you what we're all about. So I personally don't say, oh, you must buy a challenge pack in order to be in my challenge group. But again, that's completely a personal decision, up to you guys how you want to handle that for your own business. So that's all I want to go through. I just want to open it up. I want Alyssa to share for 2 seconds. I know you have to go. Just, how you came out of your shell, Alyssa. And then Christine, I want you to tell us how you got your first 3 customers. And then we'll open it up for questions. Okay. Alyssa, my dear.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, so in 3 minutes or less, how did you come out of your shell and start writing your posts?
I think it honestly boiled down to the fact that I didn't really have an option. I know that sounds kind of bad, but I knew what I wanted, and I knew that there was a certain way to do it, and I had to just like swallow it and just like shut up and stop beating myself up about it and just do it. So like, for example, being in college with Instagram is like kind of hard sometimes because people are posting about, like literally everything and anything. Like a lot of things are about like, drinking or going out or whatever. And like, that's fine. I mean, I still go out. I still have a fun time, but my priorities are just kind of different, I think, than everybody else's, or most people's. So it was hard for me to figure out, okay, like how do I transform my Instagram from like, how do I go from the typical college Instagram about like, beer, going out with your friends, taking shots and like having pizza and crazy things that most people are doing, to having some of that, which I like to do, and then being a coach and helping people and staying healthy, which I like to do. So like, for example, one of the posts I remember that I'll never forget, I posted something about eating pizza and having abs. And I was like, see this picture? It was like me in my mirror in my dorm.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, I love that one. Cause I was like, message me, like this long thing. I was like, message me if you want to know how to eat pizza and get abs too. Cause I was like, this is how I do it. Like, don't eat pizza every day, but like once a month, maybe like 3 times, once every 3 months or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm going to get a pizza and it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to work out the next day and I'll be fine because I know how to control it and eat my meal plans. And basically what happened was that post that I made got me likes. Like it was like 100 something, like people were commenting like, oh my God, you look great. How are you eating this? Like guys on the lacrosse team at school were commenting. And I was like, it was like very crazy. But that post was showing me like, listen, I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and I can do this. And I remember I was like in the library, I was in the study hall and I was wearing my coach t-shirt with like all the programs on the back. And one of the guys on the lacrosse team comes up to me and he was like, listen, like I saw your post. Can you tell me how to do this? Because like I'm in season and I really want to, X, Y, and Z. And like that to me showed me that I can change lives. And then from there on out, I was just like, listen, I have a post about something. I'm not going to post something in like, my thong or anything, but yeah, I'm going to post my body because that's what college kids want to see. Like they're going to scroll through, they're going to like pictures of if she has abs or something. Like that's what girls want. So I kind of just did that. And at that point I figured like, I think you're off. No?
No, we hear you.
Okay. At that point, that was basically what it was. Like I can do things with my image and I can, post things about my family and friends and whatever, and still create like, a couple posts about me personally and my body and my struggles. And then, go on and say like, this is a picture of me and my friends going out. Like we're having a good time because I'm still a human being. I'm still real. So
I'm going through your Instagram right now. It's fucking dope. Hey, honestly, I'm going to take a picture of it. You guys have to follow her. And again, obviously, we're not all hot college students like this because I know I'm not. And I don't have abs like that. But shit, this is the perfect example of you finding your market and speaking to your market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
my it's on private only because I have like campers and stuff like from work that would follow me. So like that's why it's on private. But otherwise, I accept like everybody that I know. You know what I mean? So don't be offended if it's on private. You can still add me and I'll follow you back. But yeah,
So I mean, it boils down to that you got out of your own way.
yeah. And I'm still there. Like I'm still struggling. I was talking to you last week, and I'm like, listen, like how do I get all this done? Like my thing is like, how do I, like I get upset if I don't post a Y video. Like I literally recorded it and like didn't post it. I went out with my friends, but that's real. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's like what it comes down to. Like I'm in Bangkok. Like if there's a chance to do some things, like I'm not going to say no for some things, obviously some, but now it's not like I'm never going to do it. When I tell you I have 35 lists and Post-it notes, like all around my desk area, like it's ridiculous. Like like I have the goal, but it's just sometimes, yeah, I am my own way, but I'm working towards pushing myself out, and that's it. But
I love it because you've come a very, 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 very long way. Yeah. And I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, proud of you, best Hopper.
I love you. All right, I have to go to catch the
Bye,
bus and go to stuff, but I'll post a video later and stuff. Have a good night, guys. Love you.
Bye. All right, Christine, talk to me. Success Club 6 lady.
Okay.
How did it happen?
Okay, so I guess I've been using Shakeology and Beachbody, I don't know, Ange, what, for like 6 months now? Something like that? Maybe a little longer.
Yeah.
I'm always I'm a teacher. So I'm the one in my school that has started running groups. I'm the one in my school that has invited people into my classroom, and we put, workout videos on the smart board. So I'm kind of known, I go into the lunchroom and people see what I'm eating, and I always hear, Christine, you're so good. You're so good. You eat this, you eat that. How do you do it? How do you fit it in? So I think becoming a Beachbody coach was almost, pretty natural. So at the end of the summer, I sent out an email to all the teachers in my school and, in the other elementary schools that I'm friendly with. And I sent them an email, and I was like, listen, how many times have we sat in the faculty room and we talked about really doing something, eating better, making a commitment, working out. We talk about it. And then there are faculty meetings where we're just eating all the food, and this girl, Kate Burns, bakes all of these amazing things. And everybody knows you put food in a faculty room and in school, and teachers and aides are going to eat everything.
Right.
And it's gross. So I think that and actually that got 2 of my teacher friends to purchase the challenge packs. One just did Shakeology because she already had 21 Day Fix from a while ago. And then another one was a post that I had put on Facebook, because a lot of my teacher friends are not on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then I have like a whole crew of people that are on Facebook. And I do have like a lot of moms. And there was this one girl that I knew in childhood, and I ran into her randomly last year when I became certified as a spin instructor. And she was there also. So we kind of reconnected in that way. And we've been contacting each other and working with each other about, our playlists for our spin classes, and are you working, and where are you subbing? So it's just about, I guess, making the connections that you didn't really think that you had. Mm-hmm. And I think that my challenge for this month is keeping it going, keeping that momentum going. Like, I feel like, not that I've exhausted, but, there were a couple of other comments, like, when I hacked into Carlos's account, and I'm like, hi guys, I'm taking over. Carlos and I are doing this together, blah, blah, blah. Some of the comments were originally like, I'm definitely in. I'm interested. What do I need to do? And then I give them like a whole bunch of information and ask them questions. And then it's almost like they pull back and they'll say something like, oh, I've seen my other friend push this on Facebook before. And I'm like, I don't want to seem like I'm pushing this. I don't want to seem like I'm just a salesperson. Like, I'm really pumped about it. But this is just like another extension of something that I've done my whole life. So
right. So
I'm like nervous about this month.
So my suggestion is don't be a salesperson, right? So for the next, like, let's say week, just figure out, Nicole asked me this morning, she's like, where the hell do you find time to post all this stuff, right? And I know, my schedule is super flexible. I'm all over the place. I'm everywhere. But before I go to bed at night, I don't write anything down, and probably should, but I mentally in my head, I'm like, okay, let me think about like, where am I? What am I going to post about tomorrow? Do I want to post something spiritual? Do I want to post something motivational? Did I work out this morning? Like I obviously didn't post a workout picture this morning because I didn't work out. But just spend this week like sharing your story, right? Like you could even say in a post, you know what? The number one question I'm asked is what do I eat? And here, I want to give you a little bit of a glimpse into what my day looks like. So if you're prepping your meals, do a little collage of your meals. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So where you're not like, okay, join my challenge group, this is what we're doing, join. It's more of like this, look, here's what I'm eating today. Like, this is my workout that I did today. This is my motivational quote for today. This is Christine being funny today. I don't know, whatever it is, come up with those 5 things that you can rotate in and out. And just for this week, just kind of like make it a little magazine, a magazine of Christine. What if I open up a magazine, what would I learn about you?
One of the other coaches I think 2 calls ago, I forget what her name was, but it was one of the coach calls, and she said that she makes a plan for the week, and like every Monday she'll do something motivational.
Oh, that's Laura.
That's Laura. And I really liked that idea. I just haven't sat down to say, I'm going to plan out my posts in such a way. And then my other question is, when you are posting the same thing like to your regular page, to your challenge group page, to your private challenge group page, or are you mixing it all up?
So I'm a little all over the place, and I can't tell you the method to my madness because I don't have any. There is, but it's in my head, and I can't even get it out to help you guys. So like, I do a lot of things by feel. I can't teach feeling, but most of the time I will. Okay, so I have my personal page and I have my like page. And my personal page, I get more personal because like people actually know me, right? So I will post more in-depth things on my personal page. On my like page, I'm the first to admit I don't utilize it enough, and I should, because that's where you can actually like track, your activity and blah, 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 and like what posts work, and you can like boost posts and you can pay for advertisements and all that stuff. So on my like page, I tend to post more information. So it's more of like, here's this recipe. Look what I just made for dinner for the kids. I feel like if you're going to somebody, I don't know, and I could be totally wrong about this because I do look at the top coaches' like pages and their personal pages, and most of them are posting the same thing. I'm just not there with my like page just yet.
Are you making both pages public?
Your like page is public, and my personal profile is absolutely public.
Okay.
And we talked about that before. Like,
right.
You have to make that decision whether or not you want it to be. But in order for you to
grow and expand,
you have to be public. But then you can actually, like, if you post something, you can make that particular post.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I tend to do. I tend to make all of my posts about health and stuff like that public, and then keep everything else on my page private.
Right. And then as far as like what I'm posting in my challenge groups, so my challenge groups are, the challenge groups that we run that are like the 21-day, 28-day challenge groups, those are all from the scripts. I would say for the most part from the scripts in the back office. I don't want to say that they're verbatim. They're definitely not verbatim, cut and copy and paste. But we do follow the format of it. So like, we'll do day 1, introductions, like introduce yourself. Day 2, like, all right, let's get set up. Whatever it is, like we follow those scripts. So in the actual challenge group, that's definitely structured. So every morning we wake up, like right now I have one going on with Haley and Laura. And the 3 of us, and then actually one of Haley's coaches, we planned out, okay, Laura's taking Monday, Wednesday, I'm taking Friday, Sunday, and we're just following the format of what is in the actual plan that Beachbody provides. So that's set. But in the You Are Titanium group, which is the big group where it houses everybody, I do, at this point, there's 200 plus people in there. There's enough people posting where I don't have to go in every single day and do something. You know, my thing is I'll probably, I will go in and do a video, like I did the video on Monday or Tuesday, like after Labor Day. Like, I can only tell you where I am and what I feel. And I feel like there was people that were kind of like in the same boat as me. Like, all right, summer's over. Now I got all these kids going back to school. I'm getting back on track. I'm overwhelmed. Like, go back to basics, you know? So I do a lot of like our big group stuff by feel. So I can't say that I have like a crazy method to my madness for our You Are Titanium group.
Why do you have a like page and a personal page? Like, should we all have a like page, and how do you go about setting that up?
Okay, so the reason you have a like page, and I learned this from Chalene Johnson when I went to her Smart Success seminar, is so many reasons. One is, there's so many. First of all, your personal page, they can shut you down. And they have actually they blocked me last year from posting in groups for absolutely no reason. So imagine, I was banned from posting in groups. How many groups do we run, right? I literally had to log on as Ray, and I was like, hey, I was blocked for 7 days from posting in any group, even though they were my groups and I was the admin. And I reached out to Facebook like 10 times. I'm like, you blocked me for no reason. Nothing, zero, no response. I got zero response from Facebook. So if you really want to get into the nitty gritty of reading Facebook's rules, sometimes you on your personal page can go a little overboard as far as like being a salesperson or trying to pitch a product or whatever. And they don't like that because they want a piece of the action. I mean, it just comes down to business, right? So if you're doing stuff on your personal page that looks like you're running a business per se, technically Facebook has the right to shut down your page. Huh. Okay, so now on your like page is where Facebook makes all their money, because on your like page, you can what they call boost posts, right? So if I write a post and I want to boost it, i.e. advertise, you can click boost and then it goes through an approval process and you pay. I want to pay $5. I want to pay $20. I want to spend $100. And the more you pay, the more people it's exposed to. So if you're on Facebook and you see somebody's post and it says sponsored, those are all paid advertisements. So what is awesome about it is that you can literally pick your demographic. So you can go in and say, I want everyone who likes my page and their friends to see this post. I want everyone in Canada between the ages of 18 and 24 who are women to see this post. So like I did one for shits and giggles one day to like literally to the town of Mount Pleasant where I want to move in South Carolina. You know, like women 25 to 45 in the town of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. And I got a few friends like added because of it. But that was all on my like page. So the other thing about your like page is that you can go into, there's a button called Insights, and it will bring up every single post you've ever written, and it will tell you how many people liked it, how many people commented, how many people clicked into it. Like you can go through and actually look and see, okay, what did people like? And then go recreate what post resonated with people. So like I'll post something and I'll get like 0 traction. And I'm like, all right, well, that sucked, you know, or I can go in and I'll see like, all right, this one got all this, there's like a chart and then there's actually stats. So there's so much more you can do with a like page. It just takes a really long time to build, you know, like, cause you constantly have to like, there's methods to it, but basically, you know, a lot of the top coaches I've seen and even Chalene Johnson will do something like, she's too famous. I don't even think anybody has access to her personal page anymore. What you see is her like page. But some of the top coaches will say like, you know, I don't know if you guys know, but I have a like page and that's where I'm going to be posting more. So, you know, I'm not shutting my personal page down, but if you want to continue to see health and fitness posts, please go over to my like page and actually like and follow me. So they're trying to shift people over. So there's just a lot more you can do, and there's a lot less I guess, a lot less risk at being shut down by Facebook, because people's pages have been shut down, which I would die. Like, I would die. My personal page, I would die. Like, I don't even know what I would do. I'd cry. And there's a whole different, and we could talk about this till I'm blue in the face, but Chalene Johnson, the first thing that she talks about when we went to the seminar back in 2014, she's like, okay, you can't rely on Facebook. What if Facebook just wants to like shut down? Like, what happens?
So true.
So she basically talks about building a list, and that's like the next thing I'm going to work on, but that's like so far future. Building a list of email addresses. So either having a blog or giving away a PDF. And I actually have 6 steps. I had written this thing called 6 Steps to Easy Meal Planning for Families. And I had somebody in like Bangladesh put together this cute little PDF for me for like $20. And they designed it and blah, blah, blah. And I have this PDF that on my old website, it literally, there was a box that came up that said, get my free guide by putting in your email address. You know, how many times have you put in your email address and you got something free for it?
I have that guide.
Yeah, you have the guide.
I have it.
And I have your email address. So there was like this button where you type in your email address and you get to download my guide. And now I have your email address so that if Facebook shuts down, I can still find you. So that training, we could spend like an entire Sunday afternoon like talking about it. So that's a whole different level. But a lot of the top coaches you'll see now, you know, they'll start to like, some of them will give away like a top social media tips, you know, put your email here and get my top 10 social media tips. And now they've got your email address for their list. So I want to start doing that because eventually I want to write a book. So I don't know. It gets really, you could, like, my head hurts. Anyway, all right, guys. So that's Christine's path to Success Club 6. Anybody else? Questions, comments? Dodie, what is this look on your face today, Dodie?
I don't work out late at night. My God, I'm dying.
I know. I'm still red. Look.
So am I. I look awful.
What'd you do?
Lower. 21-day fix.
Oh, okay. I'm back to Sean T, man. I love that dude.
Oh, me too. I love him.
Love him. Okay. Anybody? Any questions? Comments? Struggles? Who's on the phone?
I'm here.
Who's that?
It's Tara.
Hello.
Hi.
Tara or Sarah?
No, Tara.
Oh, hi, Tara.
Oh, hi, Aunt.
Oh, what's going on, love?
Nothing. I'm just sitting here listening. My phone was dying, so I couldn't zoom in through there.
All right, no big deal. I'm glad you're here. Paula, any questions? Paula, I'm shouting you out, Paula. You're so quiet.
I am quiet.
It's okay. You can talk.
I have no questions or anything now.
No. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Last month I did okay. This month, a little slower, but I just went back to school.
I know.
You know, this week, so I haven't found time to do anything yet. So I'm actually doing homework while I'm on the call.
Oh my gosh. Oh wait, you're back to school yourself.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's fun.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like a time management thing right now.
So it's all time management. So you got to make a list and you got to do the down and dirty, right?
Yeah. Trying to figure out when to fit everything in. So.
Just find that little power instead of an hour, power like 15 minutes.
I know. In between everything else.
Take some Energize and just get it done.
I just ordered it. It just came today. So.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll start that tomorrow and see how it goes.
Yeah.
I've got a question. I have another question. If I sent out emails to people that were interested in August, okay, some of them purchased in August, but I think 1 or 2 of them were going to purchase in September. Do those points, I guess, will get carried over and count as September points?
If somebody ordered in September?
Yeah. If I sent them the email in August, but they purchased it in September.
Oh, you mean
like
in the Coach mobile app?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's when they purchase.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. Absolutely. So, yeah, September is, August was kind of weird, but I think we all got through it pretty well. But September's, I said it before, September's a weird, strange month. Everyone's like, all over the place. So it's hard. Everyone's back to school, personally, kids, whatever. It's just, I don't know, the whole thing is transitional. But I think I had this like inkling that by the end of the month where people are like, okay, everyone, we're settled. I need to do something. And I have a feeling that the end of the month, and then we did last year, which I want to do again this year. We did a challenge, like how to make it through Thanksgiving. Like we did a challenge. I forgot what it was. I think it was Thanksgiving was like either on the 28th or something like that. So we did 21 days, lose 10 pounds before Thanksgiving, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, it's fantastic!" And then we gave them like an alternative meal plan for Thanksgiving dinner.
Why doesn't something like Unstuff Your Pig or something like that come
It was
to mind?
Unstuff Your Life.
Yeah, something
Yeah, Unstuff Your Life. And we had this like stuffed turkey and like
Your pig.
Unstuff Your Pig.
something.
That's great. That's what we should call it. Unstuff your pig.
Unstuff Your Pig. Oh my God, I love it. So that worked really well. Now that I've been through it a year and a half, like you can sort of like tell the trends. But Thanksgiving was a big one. We had a really great Thanksgiving. And then we did another one December, the 21 days before Christmas. And we were like, all right, let's get you through the 21 days so that you can enjoy your Christmas Eve and enjoy your Christmas. And people like love that. And then obviously January is huge. So we're getting there. We got a plan because the next couple months can be ginormous for your business.
Did you see the post I did today?
No.
All I did was go on.
Hey, your posts are fantastic.
Congratulated my mother because she's lost 25 pounds.
Yes,
22
I did.
Wow.
Oh my God, that blew up. Like people I hadn't talked to in years
Yep.
were on there congratulating her. But I tagged her also so that all of her friends could see the success that she had. So that actually was very successful. Just saying good job.
And that's I'm so glad you brought that up. Like saying a good job to like one of your challengers and tagging them in it, and obviously asking them if like, hey, listen, I want to celebrate your success. Do you mind if I tag you in my post? That means that your post is going to show up on their page. So Jody, exactly what you did is like phenomenal. Like so now your mother's people see that, and they're probably your friends remember your mom from when you were growing up, and like her friends are like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. And like all of a sudden you end up with like 100 comments, like all these different comments.
Mm-hmm. And she's kind of feeling a little down and she needs a little boost. So it just helped her kind of being like, oh my God, 25 pounds, I'm doing great. And it's giving her that extra motivation to keep moving forward.
Exactly. So that recognition, and I don't think we've said this. I definitely haven't said this enough. And Diana and I talk about it all the time, but like giving recognition to like you guys, who's posting really well, who's hit Success Club, who's come out of their shell. Not only do we need to do that, for our coaches, but we need to do that for our challengers. And that's exactly what you did. It can get them out of a rut. It can even boost your business and get you guys, some eyeballs on you that you wouldn't have normally had. So tagging people in your posts are great if they're your, like your challengers and your people. Like I tag my husband Ray all the time. Obviously, like if it's about our kids, I tag him. If it's about him, I tag him. But he's got a whole bunch of friends that I don't know, and then they see, and now I'm getting comments from his friends on my posts, and then they end up friending me. You know what I mean? So it's like I build my list, not build my list, I build my friend list just by tagging sometimes my husband. So it's all, recognition is fantastic. Everybody loves a little love. But your posts are great, dude.
Thanks.
They are. They are.
I do the same thing you do. I get a feeling something, and it's hard to explain. I
know.
just go with it.
I don't know how you teach that, you know, but you have to, it's hard. It's hard to teach it, but like if you have a gut feeling about something, or if you're feeling something, like, and you just gotta post it. You just have to post it. Like I posted one about fear the other day, and like all these, like, that's the other thing. So one of your things that you want to like sort of I don't want to say aim for is get people to share your posts, right? So the motivational ones are very easy to share because people want, like, they're not going to share something personal about you unless they have somebody that specifically has that problem. But like the one about fear that I posted, somebody like it got shared like 3 or 4 times. Not a lot, but they did share it. And they have they don't know what they're doing. They're just sharing, and they're like, I love this post by Angela Pilasaurs. And I'm like, thank you very much for sharing that on your page. You know what I mean? And then from that post, like I'll get people that friend me, because now I'm not just this random girl. I'm like, oh, like she's got something to say. You know what I mean? So other people sharing your posts is fantastic. So find something that, maybe a motivational quote that's like shareable. Like I posted that stupid thing, which I thought was hilarious, and a lot of people did too, is that you are what you eat. I'm going to go eat a skinny person. Did anybody see that?
That was funny.
Right? But it got shared. That's easily shareable. That's something funny. So all of a sudden, you know, how many times have you seen people share people's posts, and you're like, who is this person? Like, who's posting this stuff? And then you click into them, and the next thing you know, you're like looking at their shit. I do it all the time. So, but the funny stuff works. Like, and I don't know, like, I don't particularly think I'm funny, but like every once in a while I'll throw something up there, and people are like, oh my God, it's so funny. I'm like, fantastic, share that shit. Anyway, that's it, ladies. That's all I got.
Awesome.
That's all I got for you today. But I want your whys, damn it. And I want everybody to take a flying leap, woo, out of their comfort zones this week. And things that you hate posting, go post something. Something that you like want to cringe, that makes you like want to vomit. Dodi's thinking. She's like, yeah.
I've come so far past my comfort zone.
You have. You so have. And I'm proud of you, though.
Thank you.
See, it's funny because like you guys all don't know each other, but like us, like at the beginning, know like how far everyone's come, and it's amazing. So I'm so proud of you guys. But yes, everyone has been pushed a little bit out of their comfort zone. A little. Just a little. Go find something that makes you want to vomit and then post. That's my advice. That's that's the secret sauce.
All right.
All right, Tara?
All right. I've got a funny one for you tomorrow, Ann. Just for you.
I love it. Do it.
All right.
Well,
I've been saving it because I think it's funny, but then I'm like, it's one of those, and it's not that big of a deal, but it's like one of those that you're like, oh wait, should I post? No, I can't put that out there.
Totally.
But I will do it tomorrow.
And Tara, Miss Little Tara on the phone here, just so you guys know, if you scroll through her Facebook page, you took a flying leap, Tara, and you shared your story.
Yeah, I've been posting consistently, I'd like to say, besides from like Sunday when I just was like dead, or even though I still got up and did a post, but then I like caved in and was like, yeah, mom down, done. Not feeling well, whatever. But no, I've been putting it out there. Yeah. And it's post that you're like, no, I shouldn't. Let me reread this. Let me reread it. No. Maybe I'll post it later. And then you just have to, and then I just have your voice in my head going, just hit post.
Right. And that's where you get the most people that are like showing you the most love, because they're like, oh my God, I didn't know that. I mean, do you mind if I share, your quick story? So
sure.
It's on social media, so anybody can find it. So basically Tara had, correct me, can you just give me the brief, like, scientific version? You had a gene, or what did you have?
Yeah. I found out 2 years ago through some testing that I was having some problems with one of my breasts, and I ended up finding out that I had the BRCA2 gene that gave me an 84% chance of breast cancer, and I ended up. It just made 2 years last month that I had a prophylactic double mastectomy. And, but from that, I had 4 revision surgeries I had reconstruction and then 2 revision surgeries. So 4 surgeries altogether. So it's been kind of tough. And right before that, I had lost like 25 pounds and was working out like crazy and felt really good about myself. And then, it was a tough couple of years. And then last year, I also have Crohn's disease, and I got sick last year with that. And that was right after I signed up to be a coach. And then all of a sudden, now I'm on steroids for a couple of months and just and really feeling gross and not feeling like myself. And there were so many times that I called Ange and was like, Ange, I can't do this. I'm done. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. But, if you think you're going to do this down the road when you feel better, then just stick it out. Just put your account on hold. Just hang in there. And that's what I did. So now I'm just kind of getting back into it and just kind of putting myself out there. And that's it.
And Tara, your story, when you finally actually shared that, and I remember seeing that post, and I just I think I put a heart there because I was like, oh, she finally did it. But so many people didn't know that about you, and so many people responded and were like, oh my God, because you have 2 little kids,
Yeah.
You had all this happen, and you have these 2 little kids that you have to take care of, and anybody that's ever been through that looked at you and was like, or hasn't been through that and can't even imagine, looked at you in a completely different way. You know what I mean? And it's part of your story, and I was so proud of you for sharing that, because you have no idea who you reached and who you touched and who you affected. So that's what I'm saying. Those scary posts, the Tara that posted I had a, prophylactic double mastectomy. Hello, did you really want to hit post on that? Not at all.
Yeah.
But you did.
And but the scary thing was, for the longest time, I didn't tell anybody. Nobody even really knew what was happening. And I met this one woman through a mutual friend just over the phone who had been through the same thing and a couple of years ago. And she was like, nobody knows, nobody still knows. And then, I'm still friends with her on Facebook. But I'm like, oh my gosh, how did you not want to help other people? How did you, and that's up to her, she's doing great. And she said she's in the best health of her life. But my thing and part of my story is, if I went through that to be here for my kids and my husband and my family, why would I not want to do something as simple as getting fit? And not to make it sound, because it's not that simple, but why would I not want to be healthy and be here? Why would I go through, have all these medical bills and that I'm still dealing with 2 years later, and do all of that, but I'm not going to eat healthy and I'm not going to work out? It just doesn't make sense. So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to be here. And that's a part of it.
Right. Yay for sharing your story.
Well, thanks for listening. And thanks for being there.
Always, always. So that's the story, guys. You guys have to be willing to share your story, and that's how you're going to really help people. That's it. Just press post. There you go.
Yep.
All right, loves. Thank you for being on.
All right, thank you.
Okay. I'm going to post the recording for everybody else. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye. Thanks.